Welcome to Mountain Cooking with Missy. Today I'm going to show you how to make this delicious German chocolate cake. And this one is in my cookbook, Mountain Cooking with Missy. Missy, nothing fancy, just good eating. And it's available on Amazon, y'all. And there's the title. And we're going to show you how to make this. And it's easy. Alright, now for the German chocolate cake, y'all, if you have my cookbook, I mentioned that I don't make German chocolate cake from scratch. I like German chocolate cake mix. So I've already baked two 8-inch cakes from one German chocolate cake mix that I made according to the directions. You can just use whatever your favorite would be. And I already got them made ahead of time and letting them cool off here in the pans while I make the frosting for the cake. So gotta make them ahead of time. Now for the pecan frosting, you want to start out with a cup of chopped pecans or pecan pieces, and you want to toast them. So this is how I toast mine. I just put them in a skillet and heat the skillet up on about a medium-high heat and just stir them gently for 2 to 3 minutes until you start to really smell them. And once you start to smell them, you want to always stir them a little bit. And once you start to smell them, take them off the heat. They'll be toasted. So, but I'm telling you, don't skip this process because this really gives the frosting extra flavor when you toast your pecans. Now for the icing, the frosting, I'll say frosting, you want a 1 cup plus a 1/3 cup of evaporated milk, and I'm using canned evaporated milk. You can use whole milk too, but I prefer evaporated milk. So that's 1 1/3 cups of evaporated milk. You want 1 1/3 cups of granulated sugar. Now you want to add a stick of unsalted softened butter and 2 eggs slightly beaten. And you're going to bring this up to, you're going to turn it on about a medium-high heat. Stir it all together and bring it together and cook it for about 6 to 8 minutes until it kind of starts to thicken a little. And we'll come right back here in just a second when it all starts to come together. So as you see, it's all come together and it's melted. Well, the butter melted, but that's why I always say to start with softened butter. It makes it easier. So it's starting to boil. I usually set my timer for about 6 minutes, and I'll stir it the whole time that I'm letting it cook, and just stirring it constantly. All right, as you can see, it's thickened up, and I did mine right at 6 minutes. And now in my cookbook, it says cook on about a medium-high heat. But honestly, just cook it, if you can, just cook it on about a medium-low heat. And you won't have any problems of it overcooking. So I'm going to add in 2 cups of shredded sweetened coconut. And I like the Baker's kind. That's the only kind I like to use. I'm going to add in some vanilla extract, about a teaspoon. Eyeball it. You can add more if you want. And I'm going to add my toasted pecans in here. I'm going to stir all that together. Now I'm going to set it off to the side and let it cool down slightly until it's not really scorching hot. But you want to keep in order for it to spread on the cake, it needs to be still kind of warm. I don't like trying to spread it once it's really cooled off. So I'll let it cool down slightly until it's warm, and then I'll be able to spread it on the cake layers. Alrighty, now here's the fun part, is putting the frosting on the cake. And these are cooled off, so, but the frosting is still warm, and this makes a lot. But some people put the frosting just in between the layers, and then some people put it all over the cake. I usually go ahead and just put mine all over the cake, but I add a chocolate ganache frosting to mine too, and I'm going to show you how I do that too. And because I think it just needs a little, I like a little extra boost of chocolate with mine. Some people, you don't have to do the chocolate ganache with it or frosting. You can, if you don't want to make the ganache, you can just buy canned frosting if you want, like chocolate buttercream frosting in a can. You can use that too. Whatever you want to do. So you just eyeball it. There's no real measurement. Just put there between the layers and flip out another layer. Lay it right on top. See? Good old German chocolate cake. Just started spreading. See, it's easy to spread when it's warm, trust me. Don't, if you wait till it cools off, you can tear your cake all to pieces. You don't want to do that. And pile it on really good. Yep. Now, I'm going to make the ganache. So I'm going to put ganache frosting around the sides of it and around the edges. So I'm going to show you how I make that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the frosting on. So now I'm going to make the ganache to put on it. Y'all trust me, if you've never made it with the ganache with it too, try it. It's so good. Roger, he's in there waiting. He's got to wait to Thanksgiving, but I'm telling you, it's really good. So let's make it. Now for the ganache, you're going to heat up a cup of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to heat mine up in the microwave, but you can do this over the stove too. But I'm going to heat it up for about a minute to get it hot. And then I'm going to pour it over a cup of chocolate chip semi-sweet. So it's going to go in the microwave for about a minute. So in my bowl, I have a cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips, and I'm going to put about a tablespoon of light corn syrup on top of the chips. Now my milk is hot, my heavy cream is hot. I'm going to pour that right over the chips and the syrup, and I'm going to let it sit there for about a minute or so to let the chips melt, and then I'm going to stir it. Now you're going to start stirring this until it's nice and smooth and there's no more chunks of the chocolate chips. Now if it didn't melt all the way, no worries, stick it back in the microwave for about 20 to 30 more seconds. And then keep stirring until it's nice and smooth. Once your ganache is all melted and smooth, or here's about what it should look like. You want to cool it down to room temperature. And just let it, it won't take it long. Let it sit out for about an hour or so until it's no longer warm, just room temperature. Now once your ganache is cooled down to room temperature, you want to put it in a bowl. I'm going to whisk it up. I'm going to put this on my stand mixer with the whisk attachment, and I'm just going to whip it up until it gets kind of light and fluffy. So I whisk mine on high for just a few minutes. And you'll know it's ready when it turns light in color and it looks fluffy and it's still kind of creamy. You now look at the difference in it. It's already, well, this took a few minutes. It's been about 5 or 6 minutes. So you gotta be patient with it, but it's It's already fluffy, and I'm about to turn it off. Show you. Now, if you wanted to speed up this process to whip up your ganache, once it's cooled to room temperature, you can put it in the refrigerator for about an hour or so. Will speed up the process a little bit, but I don't like mine real cold. See, look at that. It's whipped and creamy still. Yeah, there's what you want right there. All right, now we're about done with this here cake, y'all. It's worth it. Somebody already is standing over here waiting.
She won't let me have none of it, but I'm standing.
I did have a little extra of the
guys, this
coconut pecan frosting, and
this stuff is. Yeah.
I saved him a little bite of it so we can eat it by the spoon, just one spoonful.
Well, I get a big one then.
One. So the coconut pecan frosting, y'all. So I always say you don't always have to make cakes from scratch. As long as you made the frosting homemade, you see, and I'm fixing to put that whipped ganache on it on the sides. He loves it with the chocolate.
I do.
With it.
This is my favorite cake. Well, she makes one other, but this is my favorite.
Oh but most of them all got chocolate involved. So you're just gonna take this whipped ganache and just spread it around the sides, just like that. And I'm gonna go all the way around the sides with the frosting.
You're making my mouth water.
So let me, for time's sake, I gotta stop the camera, but I wanna go all the way around the sides with the frosting. Now I have the sides all frosted, and as you can see, I'm just gonna set that aside. I got a little bit more frosting left, so I put this is a 1M tip, cake decorating tip that I put at the end of my piping bag. So I'm just gonna put the remainder of the ganache in this, and I'm going to just pipe around the top to make it look pretty and all. So I'm just gonna put this in here and finish it off with, make it look cute. You don't have to do this part. You can just frost around the edges, ever how you want to do it. But I usually like to pipe around the edge at the top at least, to put a few swirls on top. Here we go. So you gotta work quick because this ganache will get warm really quick in my hands. So I just do like a rosette swirl on top of mine. Like that. One over here. One over there. And another one. And I usually do one in the middle. And that's it. I don't think it needs any more. I don't have enough frosting to do in between, I don't think. Well, maybe I can do some little ones. Yeah, I do. Woo, little ones. See, now, y'all look at that. That's how I make my German chocolate cake. I hope y'all make it. Come here and look at it, Daddy. And I'm going to put it in the refrigerator because you didn't want to chill it.
She loves teasing me.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So you don't want to waste none of that chocolate. So that's why I put some on top there to make it all pretty like.
Jeez. I can't wait to tear into that.
Oh, yeah. Get a glass of milk.
Yeah, glass of milk.
Yeah.
Oh, mercy.
So there you go, y'all. My German chocolate cake. I hope you make this. Hope you do. And happy Thanksgiving to everybody. And if you need a good dessert idea, or just maybe Christmas will be coming up, or for parties.
That's it.
Here you go.
That's it.
Bye, guys. Thank you for watching Mountain Cooking with Missy, where there's nothing fancy. Just good eating. Bye, guys.